Hey everybody, it's me, Alex Garcia, aka The COG, coming at you as always from comicbookclique.com to bring you, this time recorded, the best day of the week, New Comic Book Day. Happy Wednesday everybody, let's talk some comics. Last week I had the privilege of coming at you live from Grasshoppers Comics. That video is still in our live section on our Facebook. I haven't had a chance to transfer over to YouTube. Still working on that one. If anybody has missed anything, had a big old stack of comics picked up from last week. Just to, if anybody did miss them, I'll run through them real quick. I already kind of reviewed them last week. Look for the video though. Amazing Spider-Man from last week, cool stuff. Uncanny X-Men had a great conclusion. Iron Man picks up a new story featuring our boy Spidey. Picked up this second printing of this beautiful Artgerm Psylocke #1 because look at this cover. Moon Knight #5, the best book on Marvel's shelf. X-Men 97 Season 2 #1. Ooh, can't wait for the show to start, and this just makes me salivate even more. Picked up the JSC collection, right? J. Scott Campbell cover collection. If you can't afford to get all those covers, just get this one issue. It's really good. Dead Man #1. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1. Cool new beginning. Ghost Machine, the Encyclopedia #3. If you want to know the inside dirt. Spawn. Mr. Rosenberg is continuing his great story, #376. Transformers the movie #1, the facsimile. I need to own this in every which way. It will always come out. And thank you for that beautiful Danny Warren Johnson cover. Comics, the magazine, numero cuatro, $2.99, and lots of great articles. So let's get to this week, where we have the event I've been waiting for, the event that will hopefully save Marvel and lead us into the next Excelsior season. Avengers Armageddon #1 is finally here. Chip Zdarsky with, I want to make sure I get their names right, and where is the credits page? We got Delio Diaz and Frank Alpizar on the art, and the art is awesome. These are two artists I was not even aware of. This art in this book had me flipping through the book over and over again because it's so good. And this is a great introduction to this new event that's going on in Marvel. If you've been following Captain America and the Weapons of Armageddon, it flows perfectly from that. If you haven't, you might feel a little lost, but I think the book does a good job of catching you up. We quickly introduced into the problem, which is basically Latveria and the Red Hulk and what he hopes to do. And the heroes are basically aligning themselves to figure out how to deal with this new threat that exists in that country. And a new hero who's already been around for a while, but now he's been revamped, is dealing with it. Stand by for spoilers. They're going to be pouring out. I don't want to spoil it here, but I'm very excited. This is a great beginning. I've been talking about this, like leading into this for months. And now I cannot wait to see where it goes. Chip and Company, you started off on the right foot. Hopefully this is the beginning of a new level of Marvel. Okay, let's check out Daredevil. #3, Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett on the art. I had to go with the variant Charlie Cox cover because it is stunning. Talk about the next cover in a second. This continues the story that Stephanie's been telling with regard to Matt and his new status quo, so to speak. He's back to being just like a regular lawyer. He's dealing with this villain Omen, who seems to have a way of dealing with Matt's powers, overwhelming him, so to speak. Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, shows up in this one. They have great classic banter back and forth. That friendship is wonderful, and Pete helps him. How he helps him, gotta check out the issue. It's action-packed, lots of good stuff. Sets up more to come. I'm really liking this run on Daredevil so far. So cool stuff. And because I'm just liking these covers and love Mr. Johnny Berthal, I had to go back and pick up the second printing of this Punisher #3 that came out a couple weeks ago. They came out a second printing now because I missed this cover. So if you don't want to spend a fortune, just pick up the second printing. Who cares? It still looks just as good, and it says #2. Who cares? Good stuff. X-Men by Jed MacKay and Tony Daniel on the art. This starts the next story arc entitled Anomaly. This flows perfectly from the previous story arc, and now we're seeing how more the X-Men are trying to avoid the Revelation, Age of Revelation. That was that event that was, kind of hit or miss. But it's really good to see Jed making the team meld together, dealing with this issue, trying to prepare themselves for how to avoid it. At the same time, the 3K folks are also dealing with their own machinations. The dialogue is fun. The team building is great to see. Jed is really gelling here. Uncanny, like I said from last week, had a great ending. The X books are cooking again, y'all. Don't miss this if you're into the X-Men. Here's some fun times, right? We got Jay and Silent Bob, Jays of Future Past. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith, if you're a fan of the VOSQ movies, like I love this cover, the Mallrats cover, this is gonna be right up your alley. A little overpriced, but you're getting lots of material, lots of references, lots of fun, lots of jokes. I had fun with this, but if you're not into Kevin Smith and the VOSQ universe, you can definitely pass on this. But if you are, pick it up. You're gonna immediately want to watch some of the movies. I know I'm watching Mallrats probably right after I'm done with this. Check it out. And let's jump over to Mad Cave, where we have Speed Racer number 9. David Propose, friend of the show, and David Tinto continue to make Speed Racer a must-read. This now picks up with the idea of Speed, he wants to save his dad, right? So he's got to join all these crazy races to help his dad with his heart issue. But in this one, he's falling victim to something that's changing him up. And now, for those of you who are reading both titles, Racer X, you're seeing where now Racer X is going to jump into this. And the two of them have been gelling, but now maybe not so much. David Tinto's art continues to be just spot on. It makes the dynamic approach that this book needs just easy flowing. And David Propose's voice just continues to get better and better on this book. Don't miss it. The trade is on shelves, and don't miss these issues. It's a lot of fun if you're a Speed Racer fan. And let's check out over at Vertigo. We got Bleeding Hearts number 5, right? Dennis Camp, Stepan Morian on the art. And in this issue, we get to really see the zombies world, right? Up until this point, we had seen them as classic zombies. But in this one, we start to see that they've got a government, they've got a way of life that the humans don't understand, right? Because they don't understand how they speak. The humans, turns out there are more humans. There's some kind of an event coming up that's gonna lead into all of this. And Poke and the humans he cares for have to figure out a way to deal with it. It ends on a very exciting conclusion. Looking forward to the next issue. Bleeding Hearts, to me, is the heart of Vertigo right now. Don't miss it. Check out those back issues. And we got the other universe in DC, the Absolute Universe, introducing Absolute Catwoman number 1. Scott Snyder and I believe Devin Grayson on the writing. Where's that credits page? Che Grayson on the right and Bengal on the art. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we got the Absolute Green Arrow number 1, and I enjoyed it, but I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I was supposed to because I'm not the biggest Green Arrow fan. Same thing here with Catwoman. A lot of Catwoman things happen. The art is very different from Nick Dragata's. This art is more, I want to say, playful. Not bad, but it's more playful to me than what we've seen in Absolute Batman. So I feel like it's a big shift, and I'm not sure how much we needed this. And spoilers, it's already been announced that we're gonna get like a Cassandra Cain book, and we're also getting her in here. So was this supposed to be a one-shot, and this leading into that? Was this a miniseries? I forget at the moment. So I'm just not sure. I feel like maybe the Absolute Universe is starting to bloat a little bit, but that's just me. I know we got Absolute fans up the yang, and I'm guessing this isn't going to be an absolute must because it seems like they all matter in some way, but I'm still on the fence. So let me know. let's talk about it. Let's jump over to the other hot universe, the one I've been on board for day one and will stay on until the day when all are one. The Energon Universe, Transformers, number 33, Robert Kirkman and Jason Howard doing his best Jorge Corona impersonation. This continues to flesh out the new status quo. We have RC Maximus, right? What? Oh my God. Just getting a little tired here, guys. Ultra Magnus gave RC a power boost, so now she's like RC Magnus. Optimus is depowered because he has given up the Matrix of Leadership to Elita 1, and they're finding their new role on Earth, seemingly because the Decepticons are not as much of a threat as they once were, supposedly. Fun issue. This is a great jumping on issue for those of you who've missed all 32 issues and want to jump on here. And we get a spoiler at the end. I don't even want to say it, but it just keeps the Energon universe going, and I want to see it keep going. Fun issue. Let's keep it going, y'all. Let's roll out. But just keep it coming. Keep it coming. Mask, Mobile Armor Strike Command. It's all right. It was the 80s. We didn't know how to spell. Been a big fan. Right, I got my DVD right here of the original show, which honestly has not aged well. But this, beautifully written by Dan Waters and drawn nicely by Pi Par, shows that they are all looking to just elevate those properties to make them even better than what our mind remembers. This introduces us to the whole Mask team. We got Miles Mayhem, all these characters that already were introduced in the pages of whether it was G.I. Joe or Transformers now come together here, and it sets up the story that's going on here. I don't want to spoil anything. This is a great just jump in issue. It's meaty. It's $4.99, but you got a lot of story here, introduced to a lot of characters, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how, because this is obviously easily tied into what's happening with the rest of the Energon universe, and I've been saying it for months. Void Rivals, Transformers, G.I. Joe, now Mask, all tying together. Really looking forward to the smashing together of these toys. Great stuff. Staying in Image, we got Dork number 5 by Brett Bean, another friend of the show. How's it going, Brett? Guys, this continues that story of Dork. He's trying to figure out how he can save his world and what he needs to do. Here he comes across the next person who he's hoping to get help from. Turns out he killed her husband. Murphy's Law in full effect in Dork. I'm not going to say anything else because of all those hype books from the last couple months that have come and gone, Dork is the only one, in my opinion, that has maintained any kind of greatness. And it's really, really good. Artwork is great, and it's just a lot of fun. Has action, humor, heart. If you haven't jumped on, jump on the Dork train. Speaking of a train, we got Ben 10, Numero Dos, number 2, by the team of Man at Action, especially by Joe Casey on the script and Robert Carey on the art. Guys, I'm not a Ben 10 fan. I've always appreciated it because it was a good cartoon. I'm well aware of that. Never really watched more than a couple episodes. This, though, continues to show the cartoon that they wanted to make, the more elevated, more adult-driven cartoon. This is great. It's action-packed. The art is great. I'm really falling in with the characters of Ben and the grandfather and his sister. A lot of fun. I'm a Ben 10 fan, and I think you should be too. Try it out. It's only been 2 issues. Check it out. Speaking of fans, more 80s, just wonderfulness, right? Thundercats, ex-Silverhawks, number 3, Declan Shelby and Drew Moss continued that story of the Thundercats meeting the Silverhawks and seeing how they butt heads. This is all part of that massive crossover, 15-part crossover. Now we're up to like part 7 or 8. Is it even? Yep, part 7, right? We got the little crossover counter on the bottom here. This was a lot of fun. We get some Copper Kid and Young Lino action. We get more understanding of who this Dark Hawk robot is and what it's capable of doing. And we finally start to see, I have a feeling with the way this issue ends, how Mumra and the Thundercats in the future with the Thunderhawks and this all are gonna tie together. So if you've been impatient, Your patience, it's gonna pay off right here. But me, just make it a 50 issue part. I don't care, 50 issue crossover. I'm fine with it. It's so much fun. And something I just picked up because I like to show love to all the comics. Ignition Press is a publisher that's come out recently. Been putting out some pretty good stuff. So I decided to pick up Bad Thoughts #1 by Andy Parks and Dave Walker. If you're a fan of those kind of cop dramas, shows, movies, a la Heat or Extraction, stuff like that, this is right up your alley. Action-packed, very interesting characters, the stress of being in law enforcement, as well as who can you trust, who can't you trust. It all falls in line here. It leaves me with more questions, and I think that's the purpose though, because it's just #1 to catch you on the hook. I'll be back for #2, see how it goes. Let me know, guys, if you picked this up. Let's talk about Ignition Press, right? I'm intrigued by this. So Andy and company, thank you. And last but not least, I decided to pick up this all-in-one book, right? 5 Gears in Reverse. It's a criminal book, classic team of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I'm a big fan of that stuff, and it recently has been coming back in these premium formats where you can just get the whole story in one shot. Ed knows his name means a lot in the business, so he's able to put these out, and you're gonna get a whole story. Again, kind of in line with what I was saying about the Ignition Press book. If you like criminal stories, you like CSI and all of those types of shows, but to me this is on another level. You can pick this up easily for yourself or for a friend and enjoy it, have a great discussion on it. Cool stuff. And that's what we picked up here this week at the Comic Book Clique, the major haul for me. Great week. The weeks just seem to keep getting better and better, especially as we get through the summer. Keep track of all the reviews that I put out, but as well as always, the in-depth reviews that we have on comicbookclique.com. And stand by, the website is getting revamped. It's going to look even more beautiful, if that's possible. It is. I've seen it. And when you see it, you're going to love it. So check out those. Make sure you keep following us on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out our X. Check out our Instagram and our Facebook. And if you want to help us pay for this giant stacks of books, as well as just all the fees that come with having something like this, check us out as patreon.com/CBC Clubhouse. $3 a month or more, up to you. Help us keep the lights on, pay all these bills. Guys, thank you as always for taking the time to just watch these videos and interact with me. Make sure you leave a comment. Tell me what you picked up. Tell me what I should have not picked up. Let's have fun. Let's have a discussion. And as always, guys, keep print alive and read more comics.